Okay, let's continue playing Darkest Dungeon, and what I have worked out is that a short Ruins adventure would definitely only be 4 experience points. 6 for medium, 8 for long. The downside is it would only increase this by 33%, and according to the wiki, I need a 50%. I can get a 50% increase by doing this mission instead. So I'm going to do this mission instead, I think. Weird System unfortunately has to join us here. Spinelicker and Ronald are 2 of the only people who seem low enough to do this. Yuki would be, but I need to send you into other things as well. This leads me to a problem, because unfortunately nobody else is close. Oh, actually, Crockery. The Crockery has just enough experience to do this and still have 1 left in case we choose to go boss route. So let's start with Yuki, and will you only transcribe to a higher power? No, you just will not meditate while... may not meditate while in town. So we could send you to the bar then, I think. There we go. So you head off to the bar and get your stress healed. Nobody else, I think, has any major issues, though I should probably consider putting Spinelicker into it after this one, because he's going to be close. So if we look at our little embark track there, this is then the team we're going with. What I will do first, though, is go and upgrade some armor, I think. You're lower level, so you need that. You're in the front row, so we're going to give you that and Crockery. It's going to put us close, but I know the Jesters have typically low hit points and need all the dodge they can get. So I'm going to unequip and sort that out, and then I'm going to debate things. Because I don't think necessarily that Book of Holiness is a good item. I've not used the Recovery Charm, so I'm quite happy to get rid of that. The Sniper's Ring isn't actually a bad effect, really, considering. Most people I would use that with are in the back row. I already know the Life Crystal could be useful, but we proved that on Octanus last time, so that's being kept. I think, though, this has served its purpose for us. And that means I can now upgrade the 4th member of the party up to that as well. That's what I was kind of looking into. I was trying to work out how to do that. I still have 5,000. Let's actually quickly check the Stagecoach. And apologies for the noise outside. A lot of highwaymen, but unfortunately nothing good for us. We can increase the number of heroes, but I don't think that's going to be helpful. Really, at this stage, we're just going to be pushing for the Blacksmith upgrade as fast as we can get there. So we need 20 more deeds then. I'm still holding on to 49, so I can get 8 more out of that, and still, yeah, we'll just continue and see how things goes. Unfortunately, this is another one where I'm going to have to pick up some items, so loot is going to be a bit scarce on this. Still, let's get some inventory sorted out. Of course, this being the ruins, we're going to be fighting undead and not the Eldritch. So, well, I'm happy to have you have increased damage. I think we're going to go this way around with it. And then maybe give you the Calming Crystal to offset. Mind you, it's not that much in the grand scheme of things, is it? What are your abilities like? Also, I've just noticed other things that are problematic on your character. Yeah, you're the more frontline fighter, aren't you? So you're better in that position. Anyway, over to our Sniper. Sniper's fairly easy in this. We'll go for that. And I would have gone for the item I just gave you. So I think I am going to go for the item I just gave you. Yep, that all sounds good to me. Back here then. I think we go with the heavy boots here. So you have a protection score. You do slightly more damage, slightly more stress. You do have a -5 accuracy mod, which I don't think I can do a lot about because I just got rid of my accuracy items. And unless I put you in the back row and give you this one. But what can't you do in the back row? You can't do the sacrificial stab, which may limit your ability somewhat, but that would offset your accuracy penalty if we did things this way. Mind you, it's probably not the end of the world to do that anyway. So, alright, I don't know. I'm trying to dodge and work around things, but I think actually then we'll just give you the wand. So a slight increase to damage, extra eldritch stuff, extra crit chances, of course. Okay, on the Majesta. So what skills have we given you? We've got the finale for the backtrack. You have the stress heal because that seems to be a reasonable one. They're all level 4 already. Dirk stab, forward 1, harvest. Yeah, this is a moving one, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But we've got to be aware we do have that going against us. In your case, I think we might be going stress box and the head here. No, actually, we can't afford to give you the head. Stress box and okay, Jester, you can have your dice. So we're going to increase the crit chance, we're going to increase the bleed chance, and we'll just try and stack that up for us. So back to you. You are going to have the head and the box, putting you 919, extra bit of speed. Okay. So, over to grab the Holy Relics and unlock the last boss, we hope. Because if this doesn't, then the wiki has lied to me, which I suppose it might do. Okay. So, I'm going to go minimalist on this as much as possible, I think. Double Holy Water, though. 12. No, actually, no. Screw that. Not going to go minimalist at all. We're going to assume everything's going to go wrong and do things that way. Okay. Embark.
There is power in symbols.
The good news is we've got the first bit of scouting, so we'll know if there's anything back here we need to worry about.
Give comfort to the masses.
There isn't. Okay. So, rough plan then. Sneak around this way, I think, is the only way we can really get away with this. So, first item contains stashed heirlooms. 3 deeds.
Laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Meanwhile, 2 gargoyles and 1 slavering ghoul. Lash of a tail. 2. Resists the movement, but is stunned. Okay. We really can't do a lot of damage, can we? How would that work out for us? You have quite a low bleed resistance, so it might be worth starting to stack these. And your bleed does 3, so definitely workable. Can't hold the balance, and that shifts them off. Okay, we're off to a reasonable start then, I suppose. Crit 6. And some movement. And that'll work out more in our favour, because that means our Jester can hit 2 targets. Howling? Oh, you're the guy who skull tosses, aren't you, for a lot of damage? I remember now. Alright, Lash of a Tail. Number 1. Low damage. And you managed to resist the stun this time. Missile Artillery.
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Another crit. And yet more bleed. So 6 is going. I'm going to try finish him, because that has a chance of finishing him.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Then we're going to mark you, because we need to do the more damage here if we can. Because we know how bad that skull toss gets. Also, I've just had a look at the light levels. This is not particularly good. I think we might be inspiring Tune if we can reposition, but for now... Stack the bleed. So he's dead now regardless. Unfortunately, he's got another howl in. There's a chance that would crit, so... Okay, if the Jester goes first, weakening curse them. There you go. Inspiring tune! Is that just himself? I thought that did it. Oh, whatever. I thought he actually had the ability to heal other people. Right, there's a chance you'll... There we go.
Size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
It's an interesting team, I've decided.
But a victory nonetheless.
Alright, double torch, though. And already, it's not... I don't think this is going to be a good run at the moment, already. Let's start with that. These will not bleed, of course, so there's no point in me really assuming they will. 14 crits to the back, though, is very nice. Tempting goblet. This is not going to go well. I just see this. I see this being abysmal failure at this point for some reason. Right, you haven't had a go yet, but you're actually not really a threat. Still, I'm going to get rid of you anyway.
A faint hope blossoms.
Let's just deal with it now. We don't need the extra stress worries. Crushing blow, 10. 10's dealable. Okay, reconstruction. There was the chance of a crit, so that was always kind of on the cards there. Stun you for a round, that'd be helpful. Okay. Duck stab. I think we might be doing an early camp just to try and get rid of some stuff at this point. Stab! Marking for death. We'll go for a finale. Which could just be fun, but you know, we'll go with that anyway. Sniper got 31 crit, well done.
The greater the glory.
And some minor stress relief, which is always nice.
Success so clearly in
Right, lock sarcophagus.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Okay, I think for the moment we take the busts over the 250 gem. And thankfully we had a scout report. I would love to know where some of these quest items are. But apparently we're not going to find out this soon. What do we got here? 120 from you. And thankfully that'll be some stress relief. 8. Good. And it's reposition. I think... Are you in the optimal position here? Yeah, you are in the optimal position. We do want you in the third position because that gives you the stab as well. Okay. So we can definitely use the torch. We can use the antitoxins. That allows us to loot it. I'm sure it does from memory. Okay, 500 gold. No, I mean, that's fine. We need that anyway. We can camp, and we're probably going to do so earlier rather than later, the way things are going. Did not get another scout report. We need that, really. Use a second one.
Wealth beyond measure.
It's very nice, but I would have preferred a sapphire rather than a ruby, obviously, because they stack. Right, holy... Actually, no. We need to use one torch anyway, so that's fine.
The path is clear. We require only the
Trap.
strength to follow it.
8 damage. Stress, but no bleed by the look of it, so that'll do. In we go. Spider encounter. Who are surprised. Good. This is probably one of the easiest encounters for us to deal with in the whole game, really. Stun punch. Do I want to get Bolus here? The only reason I'm thinking Bolus here is because I do want to... Yeah, it's because I know I've got your bleed effect coming up next, so... One down, one hopefully bleeding to death. Yes, he is. That just leaves the one Weber.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Which we dodge. Excellent. Dirk stab. And another Sapphire. We're doing really well for those.
Nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
We've already got a stack of the other two, though. Maybe it is worth holding on to these just on the off chance. Alright, we'll trade out Holy Water at this point. Keep some funds. Use the last key. Gain some more Holy Water back.
Well performed.
I think I'd have camped first, because I was thinking I was going to camp. Well, I need the portraits, so we'll go with that. And I guess for the moment, I'll go from the 25 gold. Now we'll go one more room and camp, because I think we're getting somewhere with this. I'm also going to gamble on the light conditions a little bit.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
So we're down into the plus loot territory. No encounter here. Good. Didn't get a scout report. Let's go and use firewood.
Huddled together.
How much food have we got? I've got enough for this. We need the stress relief anyway.
Maze.
Okay. So. We can prevent nighttime ambush here. Which would increase everybody else's stress by 5. Abandon hope! No, that's what I meant to do. Still, I have relieved your stress at least, so, you know. So no nighttime ambushes to worry about. We have 8 now. I can use 4 of that to increase my scouting chance, which would be helpful. I can encourage and lower on that side. I can then put a stress relief up on somebody else. So, we can go with this. Also, be surroundings during the night. So, scout ahead has worked. We'll go and encourage you. So that puts both stress points down. We have 3 more points of things left. I've got a heal, which won't really work. I can increase everybody's speed for 4 combats, which might not be a bad play, actually. I know I could have used your accuracy boost, but I think a slight speed boost on our 3 guys is probably the way to go. And hopefully, we'll get some clues with the scouting and not have to go everywhere. I've used up all of those, haven't I? Yeah, I have. We have 4 food left, which is looking a little shaky at this point, depending on how much further we got to go in this. That looks like a holy relic. Artillery. And as much fun as finale would probably be at this point, let's go Dirk Stab on you. 17 crit. Alright, next up. 4 to 14 if we go that way round. I think the best plan here is just stun you. Snipe you for 12. Okay. Bayonet jab. Your stun wears off and the Bone Veteran will now go for a Graveyard Slash for 5. This is all quite manageable at this point. Stab you. Uppercut you. Just reducing the number of things we're going to have to worry about at this point. Next up, I could go for a finale. Slide you back, put you back in the front position, and then you can start inspiring tuning, but unfortunately that only works on... Actually, that will work on a couple looking at that. I have to have another play around and just remember what that ability does later. I think from the back row we can use it on people. Okay. Bolus. Both resisted, unfortunately. Finale! Crit finale! Stab.
Impressive.
And a lot of gold.
This expedition
Unfortunately,
at least promises success.
this is the object we need. So, number one, this will replace our anti-venoms for the moment. Right, meanwhile, let's go and put you back to there. And we get a scout report. So, secret door. Okay, well, we're heading this way and we're going into the secret door area then. And I am gonna let the torch run down a
If
little.
only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
You don't have enough of a trap disarm to do this, so you're going to take the stress relief here. Yeah, I'm quite happy to run the torch down while we're just going towards the treasure room. Okay, so we're at +1. Unfortunately, I don't have a key. Ah, it's...
Gold, trinkets and baubles. Or in blood.
Ah, well. It was still kind of worth doing, so I'll accept that. Let's just throw some torchlight back up.
In radiance, may we find victory.
So, only remaining area is this one to explore, really. We know there's no... Just making a last check of this before I decide that, but yeah. So we've got an encounter, we've then got... There we go. We then just got to go and find things. So, artillery. 9 each. Let's go for uppercut. Moves you to the back. So we've got a double attack on for these two, which at least puts them within close range.
A singular strike.
Truly amusing. Bennett jab. So they're going to start shifting positions a little bit. And that leaves a sniper shot, which might as well kill... Should really have gone for you, actually, but it doesn't matter. Kill is made. These aren't really at the point of threatening us just yet. Stab. Stab? Collect bounty. And another 800 gold, which not take a lot of. Since we're going to have to swap some items around anyway, I think I'm just going to do that, and then we'll see in a moment where we are on the loot front. I think that's going to be worth more than you. So let's hope for one last scout report. Okay, and I imagine there's both quest location. Okay, so we will have to go and do both of those anyway. But we can go from this side, we'll avoid the second obstacle, and we can end in the middle of the dungeon floor, so that's all good. I cannot open that, and I hope nobody's fascinated by it. Make sure there's nothing else coming up. Hunger, which we at least saved for, so that's something. And frees up an inventory slot. So, Holy Relic number 2.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
Second test, getting it home. Right. So this encounter. I am deliberately running the light down a little here, but I don't think we're at too much risk of that. No, that would have been a nice thing to hit with. Uppercut. Stressful incantation. So that'll lower the light level down to 47. Meaning we're now getting plus crit and loot. And there's some bleeding. And I got rid of the only items we have that really cure that, didn't I? Right. Go for that. Stack the bleed damage. We'll then go and shoot you. New round. Stack the bleed damage.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
We can definitely get a kill over here, but you're kind of dealt with anyway, so... Yeah, that was definitely the way around to do it. Alright, bleed for 2. You've had the stun hit, so we'll go and stun you for death. You're dead next round regardless of what happens, so I think we're on a cure basis at this stage. Or at the very least see what we can do to offset certain things. There we go, cured you for 16. And you resisted the extra bleed. And since I can't do anything else, stab. Okay, don't think there's much else we can do with that, so that is as much gold as we're probably going to be able to grab here. We've got 1,000 in citrines though, which might have been worth it. It's only books, okay. Okay, torch up to max, because we're not likely to be able to get anything from this room. Gargoyle, Enchantress, and 2 Occultist Gladiators. Let's see how they bleed. Interestingly, the Gargoyle bleeds. Missile Artillery, then. Interesting that Gargoyle is going to bleed to death. Dodged. More dodged. And a little bit of stress, which we can live with right now. I don't like this. He's gone back above 50. Stun you, because that will move the Enchantress closer. And that puts her within bleed range, actually. Didn't drop a corpse, so they're both within bleed range anyway. Snipe you. 13. Weird system. You've done well. Oh, I've got to go finish him. Surely I've got to go finish him. Didn't work. Should have gone there, but still. It's rare that the stress happens that I can do the extra damage. Or it seems to be rare anyway. I only stabbed one of them, so I might as well stab this one. Bolus for the kill. Okay.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious.
We're not going to need those. 2 of those have the same value as the 4 of those, and there is always the chance we can get that. I don't think these stack beyond 4 either. Mind you, I can do that. It was trapped. Oh well, not much I can do there then. Just move on, grab the last thing. Can't staunch the flow. Take more stress damage from hunger. You're close to the point here. We might add a last ditch. No. Thankfully, we do not have the last ditch stress relief set there going off. We need this. I think this is the Onyx actually for 500. That's the only way to do this. So, close. We shall return to Hamlet, and we are quite rich.
Tokens of hope. Recover.
And with luck, that has unlocked the 2 bosses. Then I just have to work out how to deal with those 2 bosses, and then, oh dear God, we're on to champion level only, pretty much. Fun times are coming. Fun times are coming. Right, Spinelike again disease. Vampiric spirits. Stress eating from crockery and plus... Oh, that's a really bad one. There's a lot to manage in this game.
In time, you will know the tragic extent.
Plate spinning is certainly a thing. And it's always seeming to go down. I'm doing very well on this front, though. We even have the first one of these. First couple of these actually sorted out. Is Antiquarian a new class? Yeah. Okay, there's another class. Yeah, there's another class here. This now is certainly interesting. Nervous Stab, Flash Powder. Seemingly a support role, though these seem fairly terrible. I think we'll wait and see whether we can get the better ones of those in time. In the meantime, though, we do, of course, want to get you to the medical ward. Ronald, I think I'm actually going to go and get him treated for that. It's not something we want him to have if we can avoid it. He's the only one with high stress, and I realise I should probably have done that, but still. Right, how close are we then? We're getting there. I think you could actually spec out and go and grab weapons within 5, which we're certainly going to need soon. I don't think we necessarily need it now, but we should probably get that soon. More importantly, did we unlock? Yes, we have. So both bosses are now unlocked. Good. This means I now need to work out the team. I think Yuki is going to be on that team. So that'll be next time. I'm going to work out what we need to do to deal with the flesh and the prophet. And the prophet is probably one I'm more worried about. Oh my god, it's the Jester's Tambourine, the thing that one of my Jesters lost a while ago. Which one of them was it? Oh, it had to be Crockery. He's the only one I've got at the moment. Yeah. So I guess we're going to go and do that next then, the Unstable Flesh. So, till next time.